ended has to be the one that has to go. You discover that information. The information that you get is what progress. The only difference is that the open-ended question is to a family question yes or no. Have you ever been to airport? Airports you land? No. Will you like to know if you want to go there, would you like to take some pictures? Yes. They are closed-ended what? Questions. Specifically, there are things you must answer either yes or no, or many choice options. Now let's look at it in this context box. What you see there for open-ended questions, it begins with what, why, and how. What do you understand by, or what do you understand about this property? Why do you think is a good place to buy? And how do we start making the payments? Are you seeing the open-ended? Right? Now the closed-ended questions. Is it the right thing to do? Is it the right place to buy at this time? Now, in this, are you seeing how the question, how I'm structuring it? Is it the right place to buy at this time? How will you start it? Yes, it is the right place to buy at this time. You now give the remaining part for what? To support your claims of the yes. Is/are, do/did, would/will, could/can, was/where, have/what, has, which, who, when, and what, where. These are close-ended. But as you are seeing it, it's not about seeing it, it's about knowing how to use it. Knowing what? How to use it. You know, when I was starting, I said something. A person that knows how to drive a normal saloon car cannot drive a long vehicle car, trailer. True of us. Because a matching brake in the saloon car is not the same matching brake in the long cycle saloon car. Do you agree with me? Imagine the brake in the long saloon in the saloon car. You know, from a close range, you can easily match your brake and it will stop. But in the long car, you can't do that. If not, there will be so many casualties. Is it that the lorry climbs on top of the other cars, or it begins to kill people? Like the one that happened on Saturday, last Saturday, on this road. So it's important to know where and how to put in these conjunctions to be able to what? Cover up in your conversations, in your communications with your leads or your clients. Right? Are we getting? Are we communicating? Now, open-ended questions allows the what? Control of a what? Conversation flow between who? The sales rep and the what? The prospect. Sales rep and the what? The prospect. While the close-ended questions keeps what? It keeps rep in the drive what? Seats at all times. Look at the context here. Hello, are you with me? Good. Is it the closed questions, the close-ended questions allows the control of what? Conversation flow. The close-ended, the open-ended, sorry. The one that requires you to think. You know, as you are thinking, something is coming into your mind and you are saying it, right? It allows flow. Because as you are talking, another person's words, there's a communication, conversation. There's a storytelling. There are triggers, negotiations, like I said earlier. But the close-ended, it keeps the report in the driver's what? Seat at all times. That is in control. Is it what? Is in control. That he asks, he answers. He asks, he's waiting for response. If the person that is asking doesn't understand, you can twist it to what, make sure that what their conversation was, the conversation is what, well understood, and there's good response coming. You know, if you don't ask the right question, there won't be any conversation, there won't be any response back, right? Good. Just like, mama, if your child comes to you and tell you he's hungry and just looking at you, come and just looking at you, will you understand what's happening to you? You will understand. But if you tell him, mommy, I'm hungry, you not asking, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? It's an open-ended. It doesn't answer you. You don't say, would you want to eat rice? It's a close-ended. Are you understanding what I'm saying now? You either answer yes or no. Okay, would you like to eat gari and soup? The answer will either be what? Either yes. Are you seeing the control of these two things? Okay, yeah, here's a quick example. You could ask a prospect, do you what have any other question that I can answer for you today? That is after the normal open-ended conversation, which is a closed word. Remember what I said about close, Abi? Because the answer is either yes or no, or you can what? Ask, what other question can I answer for you today? Which opens the what? Door to what? Dialogue. This is open, and that is what? Closed. To see this in action, watch out for, okay, there's a video I will play. I'll still play this video. Should I play it now? Should I play the video now or later? What do you think? I think I should play it now. No, I think after the class. Okay. Okay, but just take notes about this. I'll play the video first. Right? I'll play the video first, but I'll play the other one I want to play. No problem. Let's continue. Let's continue. So, why sales teams should ask open-ended question? Why sales teams should ask, okay, why you as a realtor? Of course, I know you are going to grow to have your own team, right? Why it's good to always ask open-ended question? Why? Now that we know that open-ended question, sales questions are, let's talk about why we should ask them. If now you understand what it is, now we should ask to understand why we should ask them. Why we should ask them. Now, here are the 3 points. Number one, for the open-ended, it engages the prospects. It gives them keep answering you. Open-ended questions encourage prospects to talk about things they care about. Things they care about. It's easier to engage in conversation that will find interesting and meaningful. It is what? It is easier. It is easier, right? Once a prospect is engaged, what happens? You will find that building rapport with them, learning their pain points, and closing the deal is much simpler prospect. It's when you have understood, no matter how difficult a person is, just get their pain points. Just get to their point of locking the conversation. You're understanding them, they're understanding you. There's a flow. Yes. There's a good rapport. Do you understand? This is because your conversation will feel like a true dialogue, not a sales pitch. You are not just talking because you want to talk. There is a communication. There is understanding. There's assimilation. Remember when I said I talked about assimilating. I talked about assimilating. Remember I said it, right? I talked about it. Now, what open-ended question does for you? You discover pain points. Now, it engages the prospect to talk more, which will give you plenty of opportunities to discover their what? True pain points. You're able to understand them, you're able to communicate. You can then use this understanding to frame your company's what? Products and or services in the appropriate ways. And in case you what? Your chance of what? You have a chance of losing. The pinpoint is that, for instance, you are talking about you selling the Palacio that is 40 million naira. The pinpoint there is that you helping your clients, your prospects, understand everything about the Palacio estate or Shoroko. And for them to be able to what? Navigate, you tell them everything about it, and by the time they get there for inspection or watch the video, after watching the video, they will tell you, okay, no problem. I understand it very, very well now. I don't want to make payments. Do you understand, sir? All right. For example, if after asking an open-ended questions, a prospect says, our current software is just so hard to use, you can talk about how intuitive your solution is. Here, you can engage them. After saying what you want to say, and we still tell you, I don't still understand, please explain more. It means that we have not really done your own part. You have to sit down. There is an engagement. And it makes sure that they duly understand every bit, the pinpoints of everything you're talking about. See, sales can be difficult and sales can be easy. Very easy. It depends on how you construct the things you're constructing. There's construction even in communication. You think communication is only in building? Communication is not only in building. That is why mathematics is you see mathematics everywhere. Back then in school, even the one that wants to do arts doesn't do mathematics. The only way you want to speak to the men aspects, hey, you now remove mathematics and other things will come in. See, there will be some things that will come in that you need to calculate. Because the mathematics you must calculate, two of us. Yes, you must calculate. If you know that if you are doing science courses, definitely you cannot miss out on mathematics. In fact, the first few first year, second year, mathematics will be there. People are doing this thing, further maths will be there. Okay, let me leave that point first. But you understand what I'm talking about, Abi? Now, open-ended question also helps to build what? Trust. Someone say trust. Finally, open-ended sales questions build trust because they demonstrate to what? Prospect that you actually care about their thoughts and what? Opinion. You care about their thoughts and their opinions. You are basically inviting them to tell you everything about a specific topic. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, the bad, and the what? The ugly. The good, the good, the bad, and the ugly. For instance, your discussion is about Obaka Estates in Enugu State. Do you understand? And you are talking about it, the environment, the landmarks, and everything. The person is listening. As he's listening, what happened? What is happening? The person is forming his own questions. And we are done. I just now ask you, do you understand? That one person now open up the rivers of joy. Do you understand what I mean? Eh? Do you understand? No, you will ask the person, will you understand? Now the rivers of joy will open up for it to what? Pour out the blessing. You know what I mean by the blessing? The question will start coming up. Tell me more about, I don't understand what you meant by this, by that. That's what I mean by the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because now they're telling you experience. If peradventure the person has got property before in Enugu, he will bring it to the picture. I said, what do you think in Enugu before? And it was a bad experience. He will also bring it. So now the thing will be like, what do you think that if I buy this property with you, do you think I'll have a different experience from the one I had previously? I'm not telling you the story of what happened. Are you seeing engaging? They are trying to build trust. The engagement is there, they're building trust. Now, this is delicate. Over here, in building trust, you must not lie. You must give distinct advantage of reasons why getting this will help. Why is it different from the other ones that he has experienced? Are you understanding? Are you understanding? Very, very what? Important. When a prospect feels like they can tell you exactly what they are looking for in a product, any concern they have, example, they will naturally start to build, to trust and open up to you. Let me again. When a prospect feels like they can tell you exactly what they are looking for in a product, any concerns they have, they will what? Naturally start trusting you. If they open up, you know someone open up, that means you have gotten the person before anybody can open up. People have defense, so people have defense. You must learn to have that skill to be able to break in. That is why I said earlier that you can actually, sales can be difficult and can be easy. If you are able to break forth, break in. Someone say break in. You can easily achieve anything. Anything is possible. Now, I'll be looking at 55 open-ended sales questions. Are you enjoying the class? Category by category. You will find 55 powerful examples of open-ended questions organized into what? 10 categories, aligned with key points, key moments in the sales process. Now, sales process, we're looking at process as well. Now, use these prompts intentionally to spark a new dialogue and uncover the true matters to your prospects. Now, top performing sales professionals know the more your customers talk, the better you understand their needs. So there are actually things that will trigger them to talk, your prospect to talk. What do you want? Do you want a prospect where you are talking to person who people are looking at you? Hope you know if your prospect is just looking at you, you're not making sense. You're not. You'll be like, talk now, after talking, then we'll see later. Don't worry. No, they will check you. Let's go ahead. We'll see later. Do you understand? So you must make them trigger, open up. There must be a what? Opening up. You must hit it. For a carpenter to successfully construct anything, there must be a pain. Am I communicating? Yes. There must be a pain. And that pain, if it doesn't occur, nothing will happen. For instance, the wood with a saw, he has to cause a pain to the wood. Although the wood is not feeling it, because it's not living it. But imagine the who is a woman being. What will happen? Two things are involved. Oh, you cry, oh, you kidney, kidney. Or is it when he's not hitting with the nail? He's not hitting the hammer. It's but there are pains. Sometimes you even hit the thing on his hand. You will not shout. Do you understand? So there must something called spark. There must be a spark. For instance, the electrician, you know that when they are working, like before, I've noticed it a lot of times because I've seen when our estates, if light goes or something, there's a spark and they take light, they come to repair it. Now, when they are working, they come to work, they switch off, make sure that all the whole environment, light is gone off. Right? Now, when they want to test, they must have shut down, they must have gone out of that place just in case there is a spark. Not because there's a problem. They leave there very fast. Now, if there's no spark, that means they have not done the right thing. The same thing with communication. So there must be what? There must be a genuine spark. Spark. Genuine what? Genuine dialogue spark and uncover what truly matters to your what? Prospects. How sales professionals know the more your customer talk, the better you what? Understand their needs. So ask open-ended questions. So to understand their needs, you must ask what? Open-ended question. What? You listen. Someone said listen. Listen. No leading to what? Prompting. Now, in listening, no prompting or no what? Interrupting. You must listen. Not the one they will be asking, I don't understand. What are you trying to say about this? Don't interrupt, just listen. If possible, that time, bring a pen and a jotter and sit down, begin to what? Begin to write. Write your point down. Write your point down until you are done. Am I communicating? Give your prospect the space to what? Share. Because at that point, he's pouring out his heart to you. Right? And you will gain insights that what? Move more what? Move what? Deals what? The deal forward. That's one thing about that. All right. Now, number one. I started talking about this. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the 55 sales questions. The 5 sales questions. Someone say number one. Number one. Rapport building open-ended questions. Rapport building open-ended questions. How do you build rapport? How? Start every conversation by building rapport. These open-ended sales questions help prospects feel comfortable. Hello? Feel comfortable about their experiences, setting the stage for what? True trust and transparency. Welcome. What motivated you to what? Take this call with me? They might ask you. It's an open-ended question. Right? So be prepared. They are trying to build rapport. Be prepared. Because somebody wants to know, why did you choose me out of everybody? That is when you start putting in things. Putting in words. Is that time you organize your words, what you have to say. Now, the second one is what? How do you what? Evaluate new vendors? How? How do you evaluate? You ask the right questions. Will this person be a right person? Or will it be a wrong person to deal with? What part of your process do you enjoy the most? You are trying to build rapport. What concerns you have? What concerns you have? What concerns you about making changes? What concerns you about making changes? That's it. And that's how the business Any recent changes? How's the business? Is there any recent changes you have made in the business? Yeah, all these things helps you to what? Build trust. Trust. Are you seeing the questions? Are you seeing the questions? The constructions. Are you seeing the construction of the questions? Step by step. Step. The most important ones here. Anybody want everything here is important. Do you understand? But okay, everybody have different views. Now, I want to ask a question. We're talking about building rapport here, right? Okay. What strikes you in all these points listed here? So what you tell me? What strikes you? Look at it very, 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 very well. And tell me, one, what strikes you and why it strikes you. Do you understand what I said? Okay. Motivation. What motivates you to take this call? Okay. Motivation. Okay. Okay. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Who again? Who again? I ain't one person. Why continue? We have a long way to go. Huh? Here's what you say. Number 3. What part of your process do you enjoy the most? Okay. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. I see. I see you're getting it. So it's about building the rapport, right? Okay. Now, the next one is what? General discovery questions. General. Someone say general. Discovery questions. Sometimes the best insights come from what? Broad, curious, what? Driven question. Broad, curious question. Now use this to uncover unexpected needs or opportunity you might otherwise what? Miss. Curious, general discovery. Now, in asking those things, the person that is asking is what? Wants to know more. He doesn't know. He wants to what? Know more. Now let's look at this. What's the most challenging part of your day? Now you are asking your prospects, how do you stay ahead in your industry? What's the best decision you made last year? Next, what's one thing you did change about your current process? And the last is what? Let me together. Last one. 1, 2, ready, go. How do you see your need evolving over time? Now, hope you know these are general questions. Interrogating, Abi. All these things require different answers, and they are all open-ended. You require to think. I said in open-ended, you need to what? Think. They are interrogative. You need to think before you what? Answer. You cannot just start answering. Just like the close-ended one. So you must know how and when to what? Use it. How and when to what? Use it. This question, last one. So that how is any research? No, that one. This one. No, that one. Okay. How is business? Any recent changes? That's what. These are building reports. Building reports. Yeah. Okay. But you know these points. At this point, when you are trying to build rapport, You are trying to build rapport, and I hope you know that what you are doing, you are laying a foundation. Because I know in this point, in this part of conversations, in building rapport, is very delicate. What you say, it stays more, sticks more in the mind or in the heart of your prospect. Because if you make mistake, or you lie, they will refer back to it, and they will remember the time, the dates you said about it. So this point is this part is very, very important. It's very, very important in it. Anyway, we have done this part. Hope you understand this part. All right. Now, the next one is what? Qualifying questions. Qualifying. Someone say qualifying. Are you counting? Number one is what now? Number one is this now. Number three, Abi. This is number three. Number we are talking about 55 open-ended questions. What we're talking about now? 55 that is broken into 10. So we are still in number three. We are a long way to go, Abi. Okay. All right. Let's continue. It won't be long. I'll very fast. Very, very fast. That's why I'm trying to rush up. So qualifying questions. Qualifying questions uncover whether a prospect is what is true fit for your solution. Use these prompts to explore their priorities, decision-making process, and readiness to move forward. Now, in this will help you to know whether this person is serious or not serious. Whether you continue, you know when a person is serious, when a person is not serious. So this will help you a lot. Now, let's look at what's like. When do you plan to assess your solution? When do you plan to go for inspection? Hello? When do you plan to assess your solution? Okay, when do you plan to go for inspection? And that's the thing about inspection days. These days are these days and these days. When are you free? After there is now this part comes in when you have mentioned everything about the product. And it's very interesting. Now, to be sure that the prospect is following you with everything you have been talking about, you ask this question. When do you plan to go for inspection? What do you think about our offer so far? You have finished talking, right? Next, how would we move forward after today? Should I give you should I give you the sub forms or the accounts to make payments? Are you getting it now? How do you prioritize new projects? Am I communicating? Am I communicating? In here, you are qualifying words, questions. You are qualifying words, questions. Next, needs or pin-based questions. Needs or pin-based question. Now, in this part of questions, you are digging deep into what's holding your prospect back. That's at this point they have not responded to you after the previous passion. They are not trying to dig deep. These questions are designed to reveal the pinpoints, frustrations, and unmet needs that your offering can address. You have found out everything, you have talked about everything, but they are not responding. Now, this is why isn't your current process working? That is, why is it that I've told you everything, but you have not made up your mind? What's preventing you from hitting your goal? What's preventing you from making the payment, sir? Are you getting what I'm saying? Next, what challenges are you looking to solve with this property? Right? Next, what improvements are you seeking? What improvements are you seeking? Next, have you tried to resolve this before? What happened? Have you tried buying property around this environment what happened. Now, in this each of these things, you're required to stay and listen and see how what you are showcasing to the prospects can solve their problems. If you cannot solve their problems, you can give them something better that will solve their what? Immediate problem. Am I communicating?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm trying to meet up with time. Impact or benefit-driven question. Impact or benefit-driven question. Show prospect what's possible. What is possible? Impact. What are you making impact? These open-ended questions help them what? Visualize the what? The benefit of change and qualify the value your solution can deliver. Do you understand that part? Do you understand that part, right? Good. Now, okay. That's why I asked that question. Do you understand that part? Okay. Show prospect what is possible. Now, I read again. These open-ended questions help them visualize the what? The benefits. Now, they help them understand the importance, what they will gain from buying that property. That is when you put in things like the landmarks, the road networks, right? The environment.
That can bring what they like to hear acquisition.
Do you understand? And most likely what will happen in the next coming months. Impact. Someone say impact. How important is you put it to your business? How important should I put it?
Future. Yes.
How much time do you spend on? Okay, for this part, I would say, how much time do you spend? This one is very technical. You see, I'm thinking, right? You see, this one making me to think, right? That's something it will be for you because it will come at any time. It will come at any time. How would you spend extra time if you didn't have to? If this problem remains unresolved, that is after buying the property, how will it affect your business? As in, like the person have told you everything about his intentions, and you're not telling the person about the business, the products. You understand? And then he brought out a question that has to do with this. If the problem remains, if his needs is not solved, definitely it means that you have lied. Do you understand? If you solve it, that means what? The truth has been said, right? How do you think you could avoid issues like 1, 2, 3? It's interesting, Abi. But these are the things you need to sit down and reason before you ask. Or listen as it's been thrown to you. And whatever has been thrown to you, make sure you are linking it back to. You see, really, sales is big. Sales is not just, okay, take some form, make payments. It's far more than that. Take some form and make payments. Sales is far more than that. Far more than that. There's a lot involved. A lot. A new or future reality questions, a new or future in reality question. Now, in this case, you invite a prospect to what? Imagine a better future. Use these prompts to help the what? Alternatively what? Alternate their goals, aspiration, and then what? The ideal outcome they want to what? Achieve. How would challenging this area improve your process? How would changing this area improve your process? Like you are trying to remember this is you are talking about the future. You're talking about the future. So you are like trying to like explain to them, tell them that this in getting this, let me say there's an airport there. You could build an hotel. Do you understand? You build an hotel or this. You just trying to get things that what at the end of the day you make your sales. It's conviction. Hello. Remember I talk about new realities, new future. What would you like to achieve in the next year by making this change? What would you like to build to achieve after you buy the product? That's when you're talking about I want to what? Things like you want to start building military because he wants to do this, he wants to do that, he wants to do this. You writing it down, writing it down, writing it down. If you would change anything about your current system, what will it be? Now this one is personal. Depends on what you want to be. You want it to be. How do you see your business evolving in the next 3 years? Now, this might be the person asking you. I don't want to put it into anything. I want things open. Should I put the answer? Should I? I should leave it open. I think you better leave it open. What do you think? What do you think? I want to leave it open. Fix it. What do you think, sir? Should I leave it open, Abi? Huh? Abi, you can fix it, Abi. What do you see? How do you see your business evolving in the next 3 years? That's after this sales, all these products have been bought. I'm beginning to make you understand what I mean by this, Abi. So mean that anybody they are brought to the estate to buy products, they must have referred a lot of other people to what? To you. So that's it. What does your ideal solution look like? Ideal solution, what does it look like? In these products, what will the product like? What will it be solving? You know, one thing about this is for the estate developers, this particular last one. Remember, we're talking about the future. The question they ask, because definitely you are trying to solve a problem in the mind and heart of your client that will be coming to buy the product. Do you understand? So it will be like, what does your ideal solution look like? This asset they are trying to put in this location, what will it be solving? What will be the solution? Will it be bringing to the environment? Development. Right? Exactly. Now, if this building is not situated here, how do you know something else will be here? Just like we have one opposite us. A lot of things might be here. Do you understand? So, all on the other likes. All right. I hope I'm communicating. Is it clear? Now, the next one is what? Clarifying questions. Clarifying questions. When you need more details or want to avoid assumptions, clarifying questions keeps conversation on track and ensure what happens? You fully understand your prospect's what? Perspective. They are trying to clarify, making sure you understand two of you are on the same page. Do you understand? You can tell me more. Now, what you have to look at there, can you tell me more about this? You are trying to clarify. You are trying to be clear about this or that. What do you mean when you say this or that? What do you mean when you say that this property has extinction? I'm talking about the title now, right? Uh-huh. Can you tell me more about the landmark of this property? Would you give me an example of I'm trying to find some word that okay, an example of an institution document. Can I see a sample of it? That is when you now start looking for such a thing to give to the person to look at. Hello? Yeah, you can explain, but you want to see sample. How did that affect your team? You're trying to clarify. How did that? I don't want to put it in the context. I want to leave it open. But should I?
Yeah, if you wish.
It's not like if you wish. You never understand. Eh? Your team. Papa has filled in the gap. What led you? What led you to that conversation, to that conclusion? Sorry. What led you to concluding to buying this product and making me want to buy it now? I've already put this one in place now, right? What led you to that conclusion? Anyway, it's an open-ended, so there's a lot like on that. We have at this point, there's a lot of thinking and there's a what interrogation, there's of what response as well. All right, I hope we are getting it. The next one is what? Of what? Objection handling questions. Objections are opportunities to what? To what? These guys, Abi? These questions encourages prospects to what? Voice concerns and give you a chance to address hesitations head on. What are hesitations? Doubts, right? Head on. What's your biggest concerns about what? Concern about what? Moving forward. What's your biggest concerns about moving forward? Like the person has made up his mind to purchase. Now, the question is now, what are your fears? That if what you have said doesn't happen, he's going to buy it. After he's buying, like they are trying to find out what are bigger concerns moving forward. Like after making payments, what will be your bigger concern? If peradventure the government now comes in and says, okay, I want to now take over this over. But you have to, at this point, anything can come up in conversations. So it's an open-ended question. You have to be able to fill in the gap. No, it's not. It's not good. I'm talking about our products. Our products. Okay, okay, sir. It's as if I'm talking to you alone here. No problem, no problem. Now, at this point, actually, you will tell the fellow that we have done our own parts. There won't be anything like that. Yeah, because definitely in P1, I'm bringing everything back to us here because we are here. We are not outside. In P1, everything has been what? Resolved, right? So there are no fears about encumbrances, right? Government coming over to take over the environment. Two of us. So that part you can easily be sorted out. You can easily know, you know what to answer. Because what is a company owned what? Estate, and there won't be anything like what that, right? What would make you feel more comfortable? Because of our time, I want to go to do the but title, yeah. You have any question? You have any question? How have previous solutions fallen short? Previous, let me say, person has bought something somewhere. How did it fall short? Person answer. This one needs an explanation. Previous solution falling short. How have previous solutions fallen short? Like I said before, the person has bought somewhere. You understand? And it has not met his needs. Because when he was buying, maybe because when he was buying at that time, the place he came when the everywhere was dry, so you never knew that there will be waterlogged or something. No, it's not about you teaching how to do traveling. It's about showing him that maybe things like No, it's not about. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the self-filling part. No, I'm not talking about self-filling part. I'm talking about you knowing that this place is 100% dry land, complete dry land. Do you understand? There is no person is not coming to do anything. You explain to the person from the what they call it, from the video and all that. The person will see it there that this is actually 100% what? Dry land. Do you understand? Whether it's raining or this thing, you can show the person. Do you understand? You get more information towards make that showing. Remember, this is our objections. So are there any specific weeks you are worried about? There's also something another open-ended, right? Because of our time, I want to rush. I have a lot to do. Now, the next one is what? Closing questions. Closing questions. Now, this what guides the conversation towards a confident close. These open-ended questions help uncover final decision drivers and pave the way for a seamless agreement. Seamless agreement. They are close-ended, right? Like, okay, I want to make payment now. You are done with the question. You are done with the conversation. What's your timeline for making a purchase? What's the timeline? Okay. What's the timeline for making purchase? You now start listening. Okay, the person is asking you now. The person will now say, you hear things like, we have 3 months outright payment, right? After 3 months, we have things like 10% this, 10% that. Who else are you comparing us against? Right? Person not bringing up. That company, they don't behave that way. I think your own process is better. Do you understand? Comparison. Remember, it's closing. What would it look like if our product helped you overcome your challenge? You understand? Like you are trying to compare. The person is trying to compare, or you yourself are comparing yourself with when he mentioned that one. What if if we make a deal? What would it mean for you personally? Okay, we are done with this and you pay. That means this has to do with everything you've already talked about. Everything you already talked about. And we are done. And the person already is carrying what you have said as very high. To him, what he has said is trust. He can hold on to it. So in this point, person can tell you everything that I can trust what he said. Therefore, I'm making this purchase. What else can I do to help you finalize the decision? Just like you provide the sub forms, you understand? You're asking the person, okay, what else can I help you? You can provide sub forms. You as well tell the person, okay, there's account numbers, right? And other lines. There's a lot of things you can help to do. And you can even help us fill the forms. And let's just go to the bank and what make them, because you cannot make the person cannot make payments for you now. Abi? The only person that is buying that can easily go to the bank, going to the bank and go and make his transfer. Do you understand? Okay. Are we understanding? Any questions? Before we move forward. Number what are we? Number what are we? Whose number we are? No, I know the number is not written. We have gone a long way, Abi. No, we have gone a long, we have gone very far. We're almost ending set. All right. This one is post-closing. No, we have talked about closing. This is post-closing. That is, post-closing means what? After closing. Abi? Good. Now, the relationship doesn't end with a signed contract, right? It does what? Let it together. To ensure your what? A smooth what? Onboarding. Value. The groundwork for what? Long-term success. What caused you to reach out to us? What made you to reach out to us? Let me say, he has seen an advert. He has seen you show him a flyer. Abi? You list it. How can we help you get started? It's a very big question. What can we do to ensure your experience is perfect? I don't need to say anything about this one, Abi. I don't need to say anything about this one. What questions do you have about onboarding? This one is for you. You understand what onboarding is? You don't understand onboarding? It's like getting a client to fill in the forms and become a buyer, making the payments, the processes. Like you are trying to explain to the person, okay, after making this payment, next thing is what? You get your receipts. Next thing is what? You get your documentation. Next thing is what? You get your other documents like surveys, and then you plan to what? To either fence your property. These are onboarding processes. Do you understand? How will you measure your success together? Yes, after all these things. What was the experience? What are your experience? Do you understand? Now this is what relationship what? Expansion questions. Relationship expansion questions. Now, in this relationship expansion questions, it's more about what? You unlock future opportunities. By what? Deepening connections. Now, it's about relationship. What's the relationship? This prompts helps identify what? Additional ways you can what? Support your customers' growth and success. Customers what? Growth and what? Success. Now, can we read together? Can we read together? Number one says what? Would you help with the purchase? What other areas would you help with after the what? That is where he's now talking about what? Can you help us, friends? Do you understand? Can you help us spend this property? Can you help us build on it? Can you help us get the staffs that what? Make the building like staffs are what? Things like get the carpenters, get the surveyors, and the other likes. Can your surveyors work for us? Do you understand? Uh-huh. That is how to be a realtor. A realtor is not just collect the money and collect the commission. That's not your realtorship. There is more to your realtorship. Do you understand? There is more to your what? Who has that phone? Now, who else on your team would benefit from this solution? Who has that phone? Okay. What's your vision for the next phase? Can you help me find the phone and push it up? Oh, it's not there. What's your vision for the next phase of your business? What's your vision? You're asking the person that bought it. What's your vision? What's the next thing you want to do after this payment? That's where you take notes. As a realtor, there are important questions you must ask. They are open questions. They are pinpoint. It's a must that you must ask it. How can we support your growth? How can we help you in achieving your dreams? How? What will make you a what? A roving fan of our service? Hello? Are these questions important?
Yes, they are important.
Do you think it will make sense, isn't it?
Yes, because if we don't know something from this, there is no way we can sell.
It's not about the selling, it's about the aftermath. This is a post. Relationship. Now we are done with 55 questions. We are done with it too. No. It was very simple to finish with, Abi. I told you we'll finish it very fast. With that 55 questions, we are done with it too. Do you understand all the 55 questions? Do you understand it? The open-ended question. Do you understand it, Abi? 55 open-ended questions. How will we look at now? I know you were not counting. That's why I did not put the numbers there. We wasn't counting. Yes, I know. I told you we are going to finish very fast. I will finish very fast, Abi. Now, let's look at 4 tips to ask better open-ended sales questions. 4 tips. Number 1 tip is what? Now, to start to do this one, ready to level up your what? Questioning skills. What you need to do. Are you ready to level up your questioning skills? You know, asking questions is a good skill, right? And also making an answer is another good what? Skills, right? Okay. Now, to level up, you start with what? Start broad, then what? Start broad and then narrow down. Start broad, just like a funnel, right? And then you narrow. You see how all those questions we are. It started what? Very broadly. It's an open-ended. Then you narrowed what? Down. How did that? You begin with general questions to your prospects. At what? At what? At ease. Then what? Follow up with more what? Specific inquiries based on their response. That means you are relying on what the feedback of your questions. Hello? Feedback of your what? Questions, right? This invert what? Funnel approach uncovers deep insights without what? Feeling scripted. That without them feeling bad is based on what they have said. Based on what you said, okay, you ask more questions. And guess what? The conversation will be sweet, will be smooth. Right? Then the next one is what? Show genuine curiosity. Genuine what? Not asking some, there are some questions that somebody will ask, like, what do you mean by what you are? What do you mean by what you are trying to say? There are someone that will ask questions, you'll be like, what do you mean by what you are trying to say? I don't understand what you're trying to say. Tell me more about it. You better not leave your what is asking for and before you come back, it's just like you want to go to Aja. Instead of going straight, you just have looking for shortcuts to enter. Forgetting that every shortcut leads to what? More what? More ends. No be so? If you enter a street, that street you have another what? Another end to it. And those ends have houses. One house might keep you guessing. You leave where you're going to and say, hey, this house is beautiful. Remember you're going to Aja, you forget about Aja you're going to. You spend 30 minutes looking at one house. But that's how what happens in questions. Do you understand? Same time in conversations. Or don't you know? Have you not seen that you are talking to somebody about a particular thing and 2 hours you are not done with the conversation? Why? Because something came up and you leave what you are talking about and you talk about that one. Yes. And by the time you come back, that's the time I'm tired. Let's continue tomorrow. That's the worst thing that can ever happen to any realtor. Am I communicating this morning?
Yes.
Show genuine curiosity. Focus on understanding your prospect needs, not just making a sale. Understand their needs. Ensure you tackle their needs. When you make the conversation about them, you build what? Trust and rapport. You build trust. What else do you want to build? Trust. Then what you do next? Listen more than you speak. Listen what? More than you speak. Remember, I started with what? Start broad, then narrow down. Show what? Genuine curiosity. Then this one is what? You listen what? More. Listen more. Give your prospect space to talk. Don't bombard all the questions at the same time. Hello? Am I communicating? Deep listening reveals what? Valuable information you did never what? Get by dominating the conversation. If you don't listen, you won't understand. You will just think it's all about you. It's not all about you. It is not all about you. I can never be all about you. Can never be all about he said it's me. Okay. Continue. It will be me very soon. Now, what do you think? What do we keep in human? What do we keep in human? Number 4. Get it together. Preparation is what? Is important. But don't let it what? You need to repair. Don't let him sound like what? Sound like as if he's are you a robot? You know when you want to do something online, you tell you are you a robot to verify if you're a robot or a human. Computerized. Personalize your words and flexible. Authentic and engaging. Be flexible. Master these habits, and your open-ended questions will what? Unlock real conversation and real results. Real conversation and real results. Seriously. You see this we are talking about now. This is what I'm talking about now. We'll be able to lose sales in 2026. This is what I'm talking about now. Okay, 2025. Yes, main part of this year. Thank you. Seriously. Seriously. Number 5. 5 mistakes refs make when asking open-ended questions. This one is important too. I think it's mistakes refs make, guys, realtors make. Number 1, we're going to do this together. Are you ready? Number 1 is what? Answering your what? You ask a question, you answer it. So when they laugh more. You know what that means? Eh? Let it together. Why it may feel natural to what? Suggest certain answers to the question. You what? You ask yourself. Doing so isn't what? Advised. You ask a question and you answer it without allowing them to say what they have to say. You know what happens? If you do it the first time, person can be looking at you. Do it the second time, person will log out. Hello? Hello? Have you been discussing with somebody and person at the first instant, person is looking at you. Then second time, at the second instant, person is not one with you. Person might just bring up phone and start pressing phone. Person might just stand up and start walking around. At that point, is the person will still with you or no more with you? Eh? This is because the suggestions can what? Alter what a prospect was what? Planning to share with you. Because you have asked the question, you don't wait for the person to answer, you're just talking. Instead, what do? Hello? Ask your what? And then what? Throw it away. Are you learning something? And what? Are you learning something here? Are you learning something here? That way, you will learn what exactly what's on your prospect's mind without it what being colored by your own input. Every input is what? Important. Every input is what? So please allow it to flow. What you are thinking now is different from what the other person is thinking now. Right? Right? Number 2. What is there? Number 2. Forgetting to listen to the client. What happens? What is about forgetting to listen to the client? Number 1 is what? Remember number 1 I said about what? Answering your own question. Not allowing them to talk. Number 2, what? You forget to listen to the client. Similarly to answering your own question. Forgetting to listen to what? The potential what? Customer what? Defects. The purpose of asking what? Open-ended question. You forget. You forget to listen to them. There's a lot that can be involved in this. A lot can be involved. Now, number 3 is what? What's number 3? Please, one house. What's number 3? What's number 3? Interrogating. What is about interrogating clients? Only one person is reading. Only one person is reading. What is interrogating clients? What's there? Let's read together. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's go. Rapid fire questions that what? Deeper than a person's wants feel more like what? A conversation. Like you're asking deep question. You say this. Are you sure? Is that what happened? Even a policeman cannot do that. Even a what? Cannot do that. Although they are all interrogation. But when it comes to sales, does it mean you now interrogate everything? Let's ask some questions not necessary. Eh? Eh? Should you do that in sales to your prospects? You cannot do that. You can't. Though you want to find out some things. Eh? It's a deep fire question that build a little deeper than a personal words that a person wants to feel more like an interrogative than the conversation, which is not going to help to build rapport. Remember, what you are building is the rapport. You want to build a level. How do I do this thing now? I want to act a drama. 1 minute. 1 minute. Mr. Fortune. Okay, Mr. John, come. I want to act a drama. I want to get everybody's attention to what I'm trying to do now. Okay. Okay, both of you come. I need both of you. Please stand here. One to stand there, one to stand there. Okay. Now, wait now. Wait. Wait, calm down. Calm down. Now, guess what I want to do now? This is the client and this is the prospect. They are trying to lock an agreement, build a rapport to close a business. Can you act this drama? Can you act this drama? This was not planned. I just did it for this purpose. I never told them. Right? Good. Now, start your drama. You are trying to close the deal. Yes. You are trying to close the deal. Now, what I'm looking at is this rapid fire question that dig a little deep than a person wants to feel more like an interrogation than a conversation, which is not going to help to build rapport. Now, it's about building the rapport. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's fire.
Oh, Mr. Anyway, how is that? I like what is coming in that. That is so bad. That's a good one. In fact, there is opportunity I want to see. Seriously, we are bringing a very discounted price in our test kits. Thailand. Yes. That's what I'm looking for. So how has been a good network? You don't have a good network. They are rules. They don't focus on those. So what's this is the good part because we have good network. In fact, as we speak, the coastal road is just in front of our estate. Yes. So as we are coming out of our estate, we are coming into the coastal road.
Are you understanding what's going on here?
Okay.
Follow me. Just put your hands together for this. What do you know this year? What do you know this year? There is what? A rapport. There he's locking up every end. Like there is a lockup of every end in the conversation. From the start to the what? To the finish. There is a lockup on every end. That is what it should be. Not trying to ask some interrogating question that will throw one off balance. Hello. Now, asking too many questions. Asking too many what? Why questions? Now see that why questions are not important too. Right? Hello. Why is one of the open-ended questions? Remember, remember the list. Why is part of it, right? What is part of it, and the other one, right? How, however, it can be what tricky to ask a why, a why question without sounding what? Sounding what? Accessory. Like sounding okay, let me say sounding stupid. Or sounding like a principal. Authoritatively. Remember, you are trying to lock a deal. So you mustn't be like imposing it. It must be in a good level. Right? Right? Good. As other coaching points. That's it. Why did you do that? It's more pointed than what? What did you use as the basis for your action? Hello? You want to read yourself? Okay, let's read. Let's start from here. Let's go. Why what? Did you do that? Is it more pinpoint? More pointed than what? This is just trying to rob Pobed rob Buri on the matter. Why can you can ask why, of course, but be careful about how many times what happens. You ask it and what the tone you use when asking. So so as not to what offend your prospects. Hello. Not to offend your prospects. Do you understand? Because you don't know the temperament of what? The individual. You don't want a situation whereby you use something that will throw the person off balance and voila, the business is gone. You know what you want? No. All right. Number 5, jumping straight towards a solution. Remember, this part of the sales process is all about building relationship, not pitching your what? Your products and services. It's about relationship. Sales is relationship. Sales. Relationship. If you notice that your prospect has a problem that your product or services can help with, what do you do? What do you do? Will help with receive what? Information immediately, not waste time. Instead, what do you do? Now, let me read again. Let's read again so you understand everything very well. Jump straight to a solution, right? Now let's start from here. Remember this part of the sales process that what? It's all about building what? That's this part of jumping this relationship into the solution. Then not pitching your what? Product services, right? Good. Now I said what? If you notice that your prospect has a problem that your product or services can help with, right? So you have to what? Resist the temptation. Resist the temptation for what? To share the information immediately. Allow them pour. Let them pour. That's where not really asking for risk. Remember I said something about allowing them talk, communicate, let them talk, ask pinpoint questions. Yeah. Do you understand? Then in that process, in that way, you will now share. Don't be exact by saying everything once. You not allow them to talk. So that's it. Do you understand? Do you understand? So now, at this point, we'll be looking at, this is almost the final point, the final point. Transform your sales conversation. How do you transform your sales conversation? So very soon, I'm almost rounding up. How do you transform it? Every great sales starts with a what? A great question, right? A great question, right? By mastering open-ended sales question. Now, remember, it's open-ended, right? Are we here?
Yes, sir.
Good. Sales questions. You are not just qualifying leads. You are what? You are building one. You are building what? Trust. Uncovering what? Real needs. And positioning yourself for what? As a true partner in your what? Prospect success. Do you understand? How many things are you doing? 3, right? This is 1, 2, and what? 3, right? Now remember, the difference between a stalled pipeline and a what? A thriving one. One often comes what? Down to what? The quality of your what? Conversation. Quality. It must be of quality. Are you giving prospects the space to reveal what matters most? That is where this thing I'm talking about. You must give them space. Someone say space. Somebody, I think it was last week when I was before MD comes up. One was asking me, was it last week or last 2 weeks? I can't really trace. I've been following up with these clients, but the clients have done everything, but he has refused to come and buy. What do you think the person is doing? Can you see what the person is doing? Can you see what the person is doing? What I talked about here? Can you see what the person is doing? Hello? Can you see it? The person is what? Actually bombarding, because the sales is in his mind. I want to close it. I want to close it. I want to pay now, pay now, pay now, pay now, pay now. Amen. But don't be like that now. It's not Yahoo. Is it Yahoo? It's only Yahoo that will do pay now. He will do everything to collect the money. Once you collect the money, he will go to law. That's the end of my story. But you what? Give them space to reveal the what matters most. Are you listening for the details? There are signs, there are signals, opportunities. So you listen at everything, the signals. Watch out for what? Signals. Do you understand? Now, the time to put this question into action. Challenge yourself and the team. You challenge yourself and your what? Team. Remember when we started with what? Team. Which category will you focus on? Everything we've talked about now, which one will you focus on? How will you track your progress? What insight will you uncover that what you've been missing? Empower your field sales team. That's empower yourself with the right tools. This one is not so much. But we have talked a lot, right? Are you empowered?
Yes.
Have you learned a lot? Will this help you? Yes. Sir, that's the end of it. Did you enjoy the class?
Sir, please, I want to ask one quick
Question. All right, go ahead, please.
before that you need to do training on Tuesday. But why are you training on Tuesday?
On Tuesdays. Anyway, we want to have more time. On Fridays, we have more time to engage. On those Tuesdays, are just talk. So, Friday is better. So you will bring your prospect as well. Any more questions? Oh. Okay. Thank you. Okay. How much? The last fee is 4 million. I think development. Maintenance. Okay, the 300,000 naira. Okay, that one he can do it personally now. He can start to do it on his own. You want us to do it for that it's not compulsory. No. If he can do it on his own, if one person pay for the property and he can maintain it on his own, because any portion he buy, you make sure that there are no grasses growing on it on his own. That's no issue. No, that was like if we now see that your portion being overgrown and we come and do it for, that's what you must pay, because inside our estate, you're actually trying to make our estates look unkept, though it's your own portion. So that's all right. Any more questions? Any more questions? No more questions, right? The first video I said I will play is just 2 minutes before the other one. So I'll play it now.
Conversations with one-word answers in your sales calls. Let's look at the script.
Show the market.
Open-ended sales questions. Probing conversational prompts. That's who, what, when, where, why. Unlike closed questions, say, do you like them? Open-ended questions invite prospects to share their story, not just yes or no. Let's break down a few key types. First, reward. What motivates you to solve these things? What challenges are you going to solve? Impact your how to solve these problems you put in objection based. What concerns you have about making this application? Let's look at this section. What's preventing you from making this work? Our current software so needs to slow us down. Can you tell me more about principles you take that? Most things are reporting you spend hours pulling data. If you free up that time, how would it impact your results? Well, we focus on selling, less on follow these tips for success.
Did you get that one?
Ready to transform your sales conversations? Ask better questions and watch your pipeline build sales opportunities. Remove stall conversations from one-word answers in your sales call. How to ask open-ended questions in sales. That's what you want to know about, and that's what I'm going to share on this episode.